Hey guys, so are you contemplating separation, or are you about to go through a separation? Uh, on this episode of Resilient Man, that's what we're going to cover. And I've got uh, 5 good tips for you, for those of you that are contemplating separating from your wife or are in the midst of separating from your wife. Maybe these will be good reminders for you. So welcome back to Resilient Man channel. As you can see, I'm out here in the wild on a hike, beautiful fall day, and I was just thinking about this topic of separation and how stressful it is and how scary it can be because you don't know what's coming at you. And so if you have come to that point in your marriage and in your relationship where you have decided to separate, that's a huge point. And the probability is the marriage probably is over, and the probability of heading to a divorce is a very high percentage. So there are things that you should consider and really need to focus on, because you really have to shift your mindset from one of this is my wife and this is my life partner to this is the probable opposing party's clients, and they are going to be the opposition, and things can get ugly real quick. So the first thing, so let's get into the 5 tips that I believe could help you. And guys, if you're watching this and you're contemplating separation, or you've been through separation and divorce like I have, comment down below. Share your thoughts on how we can help our brothers out there who are about to take this stressful step in their lives, but it all comes out well in the end. So tip number 1 is to accept that fact. Accept the fact that the probability is the relationship is probably over, the marriage is probably over, and you probably are headed towards divorce. And so you really do have to shift your mindset into a protective mindset, and taking care of yourself, because this is no longer going to be your partner here soon. And that means accepting what is. I think a lot of people in our society, but specifically men, when it comes to the end of their marriage, they don't want to accept that fact. And I think it hurts them in the near term and also in the long term, because they are then hit by the opposing party's attorney with things that they may have been able to get out in front of. So that's my hope today, that you would do that. So tip number 1, accept the fact that the marriage, the relationship has a high probability of going to divorce. It's probably over. And control what you can control, which is your emotions, your attitude, and that type of thing, and just take it on a day-by-day basis. Tip number 2, I would say, first and foremost, and throughout your separation, and if you go into divorce, is to make sure you're taking care of yourself. This is the start of an emotional beating, and there's a lot of stress, a lot of strain, a lot of worry, a lot of fear that you're probably feeling right now. And the best thing you can do is take it day by day, take care of yourself physically, make sure you're exercising, you're working out, you're doing the things that you enjoy physically, you're eating right, you're not indulging, a lot of you guys in this situation, I'm going to turn to alcohol or drugs or overeating or whatever the case may be. Don't do that. That is just going to hurt you in the near term and in the long term. And then emotionally and mentally as well, do the things that help you to keep things into perspective and to keep you focused on a day-to-day basis based on what may be coming at you and what is coming at you from your wife. And long term as well, that you have to look out in front to really prepare the road ahead of you as best as you can. I know that can be difficult, but And then the next thing I would say is make sure, tip number 3, that is segues from that. Make sure you are connected with friends, with family, that you stay connected. Unfortunately, a lot of men will isolate, and which will send you into a tailspin as far as depression and things like that. And you need a good support system. You need a good encouragement, that you're going to get through it and everything's going to be fine. So make sure you're well connected as best as you can, and stay involved and engaged with your friends and your family and in your community and such. Tip number 4, I would say, find good opposing counsel and get good legal advice, especially if in your state you need to draw up a legal separation decree stating the financials and stating the custody arrangement during the separation and such. These are probably what is going to happen in the final divorce decree as well. So you need to think that out. I would highly recommend, if you're a guy, that you have a female attorney, because it's, I don't know, it just works out better with a divorce lawyer to have a female going up against going up against your female. They think the same, she understands their emotions, and I really believe that's a good thing to have. But get good legal advice and good counsel. Take that counsel. I mean, one of the things I will share in my own story, my own divorce story, during separation, we had to be separated for 1 year in my state before I could file for divorce. And my attorney told me, he said, lay low, have no contact with your ex, and we'll wait out the 1 year, and then we will file papers, and we'll move forward with your divorce. And I followed his advice to a T. I cut off all contact with her, blocked her on every social media, email, everything. I had nothing to do with her. And that's, guys, that's the key thing. If you are separated and you have decided that you do want a divorce, you need to watch what you do as far as your contact with your ex. Listen to your attorney and follow their advice, man. That's what you're paying a lot of money for that advice, so you should listen to them. So the next thing, the tip number 5 that I would recommend is do not get into another relationship while you're separated. Guys, if you are doing that or you want to do that, you're asking for trouble. You are asking for trouble. And, you're in a situation where you're not out of your current marriage and that relationship and all the drama and the stress and the problems that have come for that. And then you're going to introduce a new woman into that situation, which is a mistake, in my opinion, because she, the new woman, can bring more drama and more headaches while you're dealing with the old one. And then at the same time, especially during the separation process, you can piss off your current wife to make the separation negotiations and the divorce negotiations even harder. And you don't want that. You don't want that. What if you are separated and you are intending to move on towards divorce, what you want is to get through it as easy, quote unquote, and as seamlessly as possible, to where you can get to the peace on the other side of your life and actually start to rebuild and have some joy and some peace back in your life. So those would be the 5 top tips that I would recommend if you are contemplating divorce or separation, or you're in a separation. Maybe these would be good reminders. Guys, those of you who are separated or divorced, comment down below, like and subscribe to Resilient Man channel. I hope this content is helpful. Let's see if we can encourage some of the guys out there that are about to go into a very stressful, rough period of their lives, or have been through it, or are going through it, I should say. Let's see if we can encourage them and help them through this with these tips. Anyways, that's all I got from you from this beautiful stream on this beautiful fall day here. Remember, guys, know your worth, protect your peace.